ahead and find a seat. We're about to begin shortly. All right, welcome to Liên, Troop A15's Eagle Scout Board of Honor. We'd like to thank everyone for being present today, for attending and supporting these Eagle Scout candidates on this very special day. We'd like to honor all these distinguished young men for reaching the prestigious rank of Eagle Scout. With that being said, I'd like to invite the chaplain to begin with an opening prayer.
Please prepare yourself in the way that you're most accustomed to. Dear Heavenly Father, please bless everyone gathered here today. Bless the food, bless the people, most importantly bless the Eagle Scout recipients that will be honored today. Please fill us with all your blessings as you continue to look down upon us. Amen.
Amen.
All right, thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Scouts and Scouters, it is my pleasure to welcome you here today on behalf of Family Unit 815 for Việt. Our Eagle Scout Court of Honor will pay tribute to the following 5 Scouts: Brian Nguyen, Daniel Chun, David Chun, Martin Nguyen, and Michael of Troop A15. We'll begin with the flag ceremony. Would everyone please rise?
Color guard attention. Audience attention. Color guard forward march. Color guard halt. Color guard left face. Color guard present the colors. Scout salute. Please join me in the Star Spangled Banner. Scout salute. Quốc ca Việt Nam. La 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 la.
Ơi quốc ninh cung trời sông núi, còn cùng đi
xin tiếng kỳ thân sông, vì tương lai quốc dân cùng sống phải bất nhân, làm sao cho nước sông từ nay luôn vững bền, dù cho thầy khơi khen thương cao, dù nước đầy mau đào nhắm bao, nội dung luôn tiên xây đời mới, vui cười hát ca đi trên con đường làng. Chúng ta nguyện thẳng tiến sông pha. Anh em ơi, rèn cánh tay sẵn sàng. Anh em ơi, rèn trái tim gương làng đi kêu gọi xin ai chớ quên. Anh em ơi, thìa nước non đang chờ. Anh em ơi, đại nghĩa luôn còn thời. Chúng ta nguyện thuyền tâm tiến lên. Hương đạo Việt Nam luôn viên soi đường. Hương đạo Việt Nam khó khăn coi thường. Luôn luôn hai ngàn rèn tâm hồn trong sân dân cho nước non nhà muôn đời đến tốt cho xã hội là đời chúng ta một đời.
Scout songs. Please join me in the scout. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, to obey the scout law, to help other people at all times, and to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. Please join me in the scout law. The scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and veteran. 2. Color guard. Post the colors. Scout salute. 2. Color guard reform. Color guard retreat. Color guard IDs, audience IDs.
Thank you. You may be seated. This Eagle Scout Court of Honor is hereby called to order. May the Eagle Scout candidates please step forward. Alright, 2. Thank you. To earn the Eagle Scout rank, Scouting's highest award, these young men expend a great deal of time and effort. Today, to honor their accomplishments, we shall follow a pattern we call lighting the Eagle Trail. These Eagle Scout candidates will now light the Spirit of Scouting candles. This lighted candle represents the spirit of scouting. The spirit of scouting embodies the fine principles of the Scout Oath and Scout Law. It is the shining beacon of inspiration for all that will follow it. Once a boy enters scouting, the Scout Law that he promises to obey becomes a guide to all of his activities. Alone, this light may be feeble, but when multiplied by more than 3.5 million boys in scouting, it can become powerful indeed. The trail of the eagle represents the hard-to-reach heights that an Eagle Scout must surpass to achieve Scouting's highest honor. Eagle Scout candidates, now look back at the moment upon the peak you have climbed. Look at the experiences you have encountered in your ascent. These experiences should not be forgotten. You should benefit by making sure adverse experiences do not occur again. Experience is a valuable teacher if you heed its teachings. Now we will go through the scout ranks that they had to achieve. The first rank, the scout rank. With that first step, you began to grow physically, mentally, and morally. You started living the scout oath and scout law. Soon you earned the 10-foot rank, in which you learned the symbolism inherent in the scout badge, the 10-foot rank. You learned that there are 3 points to the truffle that stand for the parts of the scout oath: duty to God and country, duty to others, and duty to yourself. Pointing skyward is the sign of the north. Taken from the mariner's compass, it is a reminder of your duty to God and your obligation to others. In adding the shield of the United States, you are further reminded of your duty to your country, your pledge to support and preserve its freedom. You learned of the important ideals in scouting, truth and knowledge. These are symbolized by the 2 stars on either side of the badge. These stars are like those of the great outdoors which you have enjoyed on hikes and campouts. From here, the trail led through basic outdoor skills to the second-class rank. The second-class badge, with the corners of the scroll turned up and the scout smile, admonished you to be prepared. The overhead knot below reminds you to do a good turn daily. You began to work harder, and almost before you knew it, you became a first-class scout. The badge you received is a combination of both tenderfoot and second class, reminding you that there is much more to being a scout than just attending meetings. The variety of merit badges gave you the interest-free rein. You took the lead, showing others the way. It didn't take long before the next obstacle on the trail was overcome, and you came to rest on the Star Scout badge. This next rank was to be reached more slowly. The trail had become steeper and the merit badges harder. Fewer scouts seemed headed in your direction. You looked back down the peak and saw the crowds behind you. You looked up and saw the few above. With the same determination in which you started the climb, you continued up the trail. You learned that leadership is leading, not driving or pushing. Example is best. You then reached the Life Scout. The Life Scout is symbolized by a heart with the Scout First Class badge, the badge of scouting imposed thereon. While the rank of Life Scout is a much coveted one, the Eagle Trail does not end there. Mile by mile, it becomes tougher and more trying. Before the great summit of the Eagle Trail can be attained, additional merit badges are needed, and in the meantime, leadership and service to others is not forgotten. Only those with the greatest amount of persistence and courage are able to gain the thrill that comes from reaching the Eagle's summit. Then, lastly, the Eagle Scout rank. Now the original principles, the Scout Oath and Law, have fuller meaning. Your understanding of them is much greater, and as a result, your character is unfolded. You have become more than a man. Your leadership ability has expanded into a valuable asset. Your mind has developed and your wisdom increased. We have watched all these things in you, and now that you are at the threshold of your goal, we welcome you, for you have done your climbing in the true scout-like manner. Now you stand at the top of the mountain. It is not the end of the trail or the beginning. Almost your whole life lies ahead of you. The candle, which symbolizes scouting's highest award, the Eagle Scout rank, shall now be lit. This evening, Brian, Daniel, David, Martin, and Michael are candidates for the rank of Eagle Scout. This is the climax and goal for which these scouts have been working for the past many years. It is an occasion for pride and joy and a time for serious contemplation. Next, I'd like to invite Junhua.
We realize that this is the highest and most liked rank in all scouting and is the last major step in the advancement program. fewer than 3% of all Scouts in the United States reach the Eagle Scout rank. It is therefore right and proper that this court make a careful examination of Eagle Scout candidates. The requirement for Eagle Scout rank are as follows. Only 21 merit badges include 12 that are required. Serve actively in troop leadership position for a period of 6 months after becoming Light Scout. Plan, develop, and carry out a service project for church, school, or community worthy of Eagle Scout. Appear before board of review and prominent person and certify them that you have done your best to understand and live up to the Scout oath and law, and in all ways qualify for the Eagle Scout Award. The first consideration in examination of Eagle Scout candidate is proficient, is varied craft and skill described for the Eagle Scout rank. Candidate Daniel Tran has presented a record of various merit badges he has earned. He has earned a total of 53 merit badges. Candidate Davin Tran has presented a record of various merit badges he has earned. He has earned a total of 51 merit badges. Candidate Michael Nguyen has presented a record of various merit badges he has earned. He has earned a total of 26 merit badges. Candidate Martin Nguyen has presented a record of various merit badges he has earned. He has earned a total of 22 merit badges. Candidate Brian Nguyen has presented a record of various merit badges he has earned, and he has earned a total of 23 merit badges. The record has been carefully checked. The candidates have been certified by various merit badge counselors, and the truth shows that this candidate has fully qualified for the required merit badge for the Eagle Scout rank. Another important consideration for rank of Eagle Scout is leadership. This candidate record leadership consists of den chip, troop guide, assistant patrol leader, senior patrol leader, senior patrol leader, junior assistant scout master. We find that this Eagle Scout candidate has demonstrated their capacity and willingness to exercise his leadership ability in activities that are constructive and worthwhile to his community. Last but certainly not least, in Scout character, we have interviewed teachers, parents, neighbor, religious leader, Scout leader, and other regarding this candidate character. Please come.
It is the finding of this court that these 5 Eagle Scout candidates are endeavoring to put into practice their daily life the principles of the Scout oath and law. We believe these candidates will continue these habits after receiving the rank of Eagle Scout. By the authority vested in the court by the National Council of Boy Scouts of America, and by recommendation of various people who have investigated his credentials, his leadership, practice, and his character, this court hereby finds Eagle Scout candidates Daniel Tran, Davin Tran, Michael Nguyen, Martin Nguyen, and Brian Nguyen qualified for the Eagle Scout Award, and by the Master of Ceremony.
Eagle Scout candidates Brian Nguyen, Daniel Chun, Davin Chun, Martin Nguyen, and Michael Nguyen, dedicate yourself once again by slowly repeating the Scout oath, resolved to uphold forever its principles with the same ambition and perseverance that brought you this far. At this time, we have 3 Eagle Scouts light 3 candles in the middle, symbolizing the 3 points of the Scout oath. At this time, the Eagle Scout candidates will recite together the Scout oath. Eagle Scout candidates, Scout side.
On my honor, I'll do my best to do my duty, to God and my country, to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight.
2. Thank you. Next, we move on to the law. The law of the Eagle Scout is the Scout Law. Eagle Scout candidates will slowly recite the Scout Law, while the MC will add a brief explanation with each point. As the Scouts recite the Scout Law, they'll be lighting the candles. They'll be lighting candles appropriate to the Scout Law.
Scout is customary. Scout is loyal.
A Scout is true to his family, Scout leaders, friends, school, and nation.
Scout is helpful.
A Scout is concerned about other people. He does things willingly for others without pay or reward.
Scout is friendly.
A Scout is friendly to all. He is a brother to other Scouts. He seeks to understand others, respects those with ideas and customs other than his own. A Scout is polite to everyone regardless of their age or position. He knows good manners and make it easier for people to get along together.
Scout is kind.
A Scout understands that there is strength in being gentle. He treats others the way he wants to be treated. He does not hurt or kill harmless things without reason.
Scout is obedient.
A Scout follows the rules of his family, school, and troop. He obeys the laws of his community and country. If he thinks these rules and laws are unfair, he tries to have them changed in an orderly manner rather than disobey them.
Scout is truthful.
A Scout looks for the right side of things. He cheerfully does tasks that come his way. He tries to make others happy.
Scout is thrifty.
A Scout works to pay his way. He saves for unforeseen needs. He protects and conserves natural resources. He carefully uses time and property. A Scout can face danger even if he is afraid. He has the courage to stand for what he thinks is right, even if others laugh at him or threaten him.
Scout is clean.
A Scout keeps his body and mind fit and clean. He goes around with those who believe in living by these same ideals. He helps keep his home and community clean.
Scout is reverent.
A Scout is reverent toward God. He is faithful in his religious duties, and he respects the beliefs of others.
Eagle Scout candidates, your conduct along the trail has been excellent. You have rededicated yourself to the principles of scouting. You have heard the eagle, call the eagle, but one more thing is important: your future. Brian, Daniel, Devin, Michael, and Martin, I charge you all to live with honor. To an Eagle Scout, honor is the foundation of all character. He knows that a Scout is trustworthy, is the very first point of the Scout law for a good reason. An Eagle Scout lives honorably, not only because honor is important to him, but also because of the vital significance of the example he sets for other Scouts. Living honorably reflects credit on his home, his church, his troops, and his community. May the white of the Eagle Scout badge remind you to always live with honor. I charge you to be loyal. A Scout is true to his family, Scout leaders, friends, school, and nation. His loyalty to his troop and brother Scouts makes him pitch in and carry his share of the load. All of these help build loyalty, which means devotion to the community, to country, to one's own ideals, and to God. Let the blue of the Eagle Scout badge always inspire your loyalty. I charge you to be courageous. Courage has always been a quality by which men measure themselves and others. To a Scout, bravery means not only the courage to face physical danger, but determination to stand up for what's right. Trusting in God and with faith in his fellow man, he looks forward to each day, seeking his share of the world's work to do. Let the red of the Eagle Scout badge remind you always of courage. I charge you all to be cheerful, to remind the Eagle Scout to always wear a smile. The red, white, and blue ribbon is attached to the scroll of the second-class Scout Corps that has turned up in a smile. I charge you to give service. The Eagle Scout extends a helping hand to those who still toil up the scouting trail. Just as others helped him in the climb to the Eagle, the performance of the daily good turn takes on a new meaning when he enters a more adult life of continuing service to others. The Eagle Scout stands as a protector of the weak and helpless. He aids and comforts the unfortunate and oppressed. He upholds the rights of others while defending his own. He's always be prepared to be put forth his best. You deserve much credit for having achieved the Scouting's highest award, but wear your award with humility, ever mindful that an Eagle Scout is looked up to as an example. May the Scout Oath and the Scout Law be your guide for tomorrow and onward. With all Eagle Scouts present here, please come to the Eagle Nest on stage. Any Eagle Scouts in the crowd?
At this time, I would now ask you to make the Scout sign and repeat the pledge of the Eagle after me. I, state your name.
I, Danny William,
Realize my obligation
realize my obligation
to my fellow man,
to my fellow man,
to my home,
to my home,
my country,
my country,
and my God.
and my God.
I will at all times
I will at all times
do my best
do my best
to assist others
to assist others
and to give back
and to give back
more to scouting than
more to scouting than
it has given to me.
it has given to me.
To live with honor,
To live with honor,
loyalty,
loyalty,
courage,
courage,
and service,
and service,
and to be a living example
and to be a living example
of the Scout Oath
of the Scout Oath
and law
and law
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
To this I pledge
To this I pledge
my sacred honor.
my sacred honor.
At this time, can I have that name back?
Thank you. All right, thank you, Jingjiang's boy. I'd like to invite Jinghua to please come up and install the Eagle badge and emblem. Will the parents of our Eagle Scout candidates please come up to the stage as well? Xin mời phụ huynh của 5 em Eagle Scout candidates.
Eagle Scout, we now proclaim to the entire world your accomplishments. The symbol of your success is Eagle Scout badge that the Scoutmaster will present to your father. He will hand the badge to your mother, who will pin it over your heart. Your parents have wisely counseled and advised you. They are your best friend. They are proud of you. Eagle Scouts, never let them be disappointed in you. Their life, their belief, and they all have been for you.
When I have the Eagle Scouts spread out, your parents will be standing next to you, to your right.
I'm really proud of him now.
As the badge is handed to the Eagle Scout's mother, the mother will pin the badge onto the left breast pocket of the Eagle Scout's uniform. While many people may claim that they have played a major role in an Eagle Scout's life, we know in our hearts that their parents have made the most lasting impressions. Eagle Scouts, in recognition of your mother's love, encouragement, faith, and trust in you, would you please pin over her heart the Eagle Scout mother's pin? In addition, Eagle Scouts, in recognition of the wisdom and guidance given to you by your father, will you please present to your father this Eagle Scout dad's tie tag, which you'll be proud to wear with honor. Eagle Scouts, in recognition of the dedication and guidance given to you by your troop leaders, will you present to them this Eagle Scout Mentor's pin, which they will be proud to wear with honor. Please come up as they call your name. Thank you, parents. Can we please have you guys stand on the side? We'll need you guys back in a second. Right now, we're going to have the Eagle Scouts. We have 5 candidates. There's a lot of people that help them along the way as a mentor. So one by one, we'll invite each Eagle Scout candidate to come forward, list some mentors that they're appreciative of, and then present them with some pins.
I would like to give my first mentor pin to my Scoutmaster Junhua or Scoutmaster Rosalie. Yeah. I would also like to present one to my dad. Oh, hi Dad. Will the next scout please come? I'd also like to give one of my mentor pins to Chip Mom. I'd also like to give one to Chip Hung. She was my scoutmaster during my senior patrol year time. I'd like to invite the next scout.
So my first mentor pin is to someone who's been with me ever since I joined Scouts, and she's always been my side and always believed in me through tough times. I'd like to give it to Junhua. And this one is to someone who's always getting on me, whether it be my uniform or how I act. And I don't think he's here right now, but I'll give it to his son, Joseph Jungyong. next guest come up.
Hello. Junhua. Can you please come up? May I get Hướng to come up on the stage? Hướng. May I get Vin to come up as well? Vin. Yep, yeah. May I get Junke to come up on the stage as well? It's gonna be a long. Is Back Tan here? Daniel's grandpa? No? Okay. Last but not least, may I get my Scoutmaster, Jim Demon, on the stage? Is Jim Emily here so I can give this to Back Tan? May I get the next Eagle Scout to come over?
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. To keep things efficient, I will call up all my mentors up at once. So let's see my guy. Vin, chữ Hú, chữ Hương, chữ Hoa, chữ Tường và chữ Demon. và chú Tin.
So now that the Eagle Scouts have their Eagle Scout badge or envelope, there's still two more things. You may have noticed a few of these red, white, and blue handkerchiefs around. These are the official Eagle Scout handkerchiefs and the certificates. So I'd like to invite the parents in to come back up onto the stage, and it's like we did earlier. Again, we'll have the Eagle Scouts spread out and with their parents standing on their right-hand side. At this time, we will have Jungkook and Junghwa present to your parents the official certificate, Eagle Scout certificate, which presents you with your membership to the National Eagle Scout Association. Next, your parents, you'll be handed your National Eagle Scout Association handkerchief, which will be given to your parents, and then parents, if you could please remove their previous handkerchief and place on them the new Eagle Scout handkerchief. All right, dear guest scout leaders and scouts, at this time, I have the honor of presenting you Brian Nguyen, Daniel Chun, Davin Chun, Martin Nguyen, and Michael Nguyen, Eagle Scouts of Troop 815. Thank you. I'm sure they've been working very hard up until this moment. Many of them have joined since they were Cub Scouts. So over 10 years for some of these scouts that they've been in here. I'm sure they're very happy and they've been waiting for this occasion for a long time. At this time, we'll have the Eagle Scouts have some special speeches to make. Each one about roughly 2 minutes.
Hi. So, give me a sec. I put an entire 2-minute speech in my pocket. Okay. Hello, family, friends, scouts, and leaders. I am Brian Nguyen, and I'm glad to be celebrating the accomplishments of 5 bright, young scouts with you all today, one of them being myself. I'd first like to thank everyone for all the help along the way. I'll talk briefly about my story and some takeaways from it. When I was 12 years old, my sister had begged my parents to put her into Girl Scouts, and I wanted to join a different group. And my parents told me either we both go to Scouts or we both go to the other group. And my sister had won out, so thanks, my sister. Then afterwards, very shortly after, my Scoutmaster, Chipwa, she asked me when I was very young, "Why are you in Scouts?" And I told her that my parents had forced me to, which is very true. Little did I know that my reason for staying would change. It was from that moment in my scouting journey that led me to see scouting not as a hassle, but as an opportunity. Within my first couple of years in scouting, I focused on having fun because I didn't care much for learning and I didn't really know anything about leading. Shortly after, I learned that the Eagle Scout rank was a good goal to be sought, and I had to do a lot of work in order to get there. Also, I wanted the cool-looking neckerchief. I had begun to rank up and take various leadership positions within the troop, and with these experiences, I saw how the troop needs its boys to be there. I needed to be there with my troop. You know, I never really saw myself as a good leader, really until my last year as a Boy Scout when I was 17. Before then, I would tell myself and others that I was a really good follower and I wasn't cut out to be a leader. Many others thought otherwise. I soon became an SPL, but more importantly, I learned what it meant to be a leader. Each leader brings something different to the table, and a good leader knows when to listen. Looking back, my journey has been an absolute roller coaster. From having fun, to merit badge workbooks, to burning hot and freezing cold campouts, to leading my friends. I've simply just really grown, and I'm really thankful for the journey, for this journey of growth, and the memories that I'll hold very close to me. Thank you guys.
I made a long version, a middle version, and a short version, so I'm going to surprise you with what I'm going to do. Okay. Dear Scout leaders, parents, Scouts, and friends, if I looked back at myself 12 years ago, I probably wouldn't recognize myself or even dream this would be where I am today. 12 years ago, I wanted to be a lawyer and a priest because I couldn't decide between both. Attending, get this, Harvard Law School. Needless to say, I did not get into Harvard Law School. I am not doing law, or am I being a priest. So there goes that. I joined scouting when I was 6 years old, and boy has time flown by. In Cub Scouts, I was actually quite soft-spoken and meek when I first joined. I didn't have a lot of interests, and I wasn't really concerned with making any new ones anytime soon. After a while, I started to look forward to going to Cub Scout meetings, and I swallowed with pride going to Cub Scout meetings because I finished a requirement or earned a new belt loop. For the first time in my short adolescent life, I experienced sincere joy and pride for my personal accomplishments. I completed daring tests all on my own without any help, and I felt like I was unstoppable. Now, Boy Scouts was an entirely different venture for me, but like Cub Scouts, I was eager to face all that Boy Scouts had to offer. It was a little bit more challenging than I expected, actually a lot more, but the reward was worth every ounce of effort put forth. When I was the senior patrol leader, I was faced with a lot of daunting obstacles, and I even had to battle my own ego. I was so focused in controlling everyone and everything that I lost all joy and purpose behind what it meant to be a leader. But I learned through my mistakes, and I learned the importance of putting one's own personal feelings and ego aside in pursuit of the overall success and happiness of a troop. But that's not the only lesson I've learned. I learned to be ambitious, to not take for granted the opportunities one is afforded, and to be conscious of one's actions. I learned to be passionate and fight for what I believe in, but also to be considerate of others, knowing that my kindness may just be enough to change someone's day. I've learned so much in my time as a scout, and I know that my journey as a scout and overall a responsible adult, which is something I'm realizing I'm afraid I will never stop learning, would not have been possible without the ethics and morals that Boy Scouts have instilled in me. Because of the character that Boy Scouts have shaped me to become, it has transformed my past, my present, and my future self to come. Now, some advice I'd like to give to the younger scouts is enjoy scouting. You know, enjoy every single moment from the little ones to the big ones, because you never know when it will pass you by. Be adventurous, be curious, always try new things, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Now, as a final note, I'd like to thank my mother for always pushing me to continue scouting and driving me to every merit badge event or camping trip. Thank you, Devin, my wonderful brother and scoutmaster, for always knowing what to say whenever I'm feeling overwhelmed and always having a solution to every problem. And thank you, Davin. Yes, thank you, Davin, for always being there for me through all of this craziness. It's been a wild, fun ride, but we finally made it. And I'm so excited for what's next in store. Of course, there's so many more people that I want to thank for allowing me opportunities to be adventurous, for pushing me along the way, but there's just so many to count. Just know that for everyone that's played a hand, guided me, or impacted me in some way, shape, or form, from the bottom of my heart, I would sincerely like to say thank you. I would definitely not be the man I am today without any of your help. Thank you.
Hello. Good afternoon. Let's try this one more time. Good afternoon. That's better. My name is Davin Tran, and I joined scouting when I was 6 years old or so. And I've been in scouting for most of my life. Scouting to me has been a battle, because throughout the years, I've mourned losses, celebrated victories, and accomplished great things. I have mourned the losses of losing all my flashlights whenever I go camping. I have celebrated victories of cooking meals with ramen noodles, bacon, and other foods that should be cooked together. But most importantly, I have accomplished great things like building a retaining wall for my Eagle Scout project, becoming an Eagle Scout, and experiencing amazing memories, all the while creating lifelong friendships. All these unforgettable experiences, both good and bad, have made me grow and mature as a person. Although the road has been shaky, scary, and hard, looking back at it all, this journey seems like this is the way it should be. Or as the Mandalorian would say, this is the way. This is the part where you laugh. Okay. I would like to take this moment to truly thank everyone that helped me along the way, no matter how small, because without their help, I would not be an Eagle Scout. I want to thank all the Jones, or the Scout leaders that have mentored and shaped me into who I am, for better or for worse. Especially Junhun, Junkun, and Junhua. I want to thank all the volunteers that helped me with my fundraiser for Eagle Scout project, including Bakvin, Baktin, Chufu, Baktan, and my uncle Chutiu. Lastly, I would like to thank everyone that helped me in any way, no matter how small. To Daniel, Michael, Brian, and Martin, boys, we made it. Yeah, we made it. Although we have finished being Boy Scouts, our journey has only begun. I'm excited for the future, and I know we will continue to do great things. If I had to give some words of encouragement or advice, I would give you only 2 words. Give up. Give up. That's right, give up. Let me explain. Give up your inabilities. Give up your excuses. Give up your fears. Give up your, I don't have enough time. You do have enough time. You just have to make it count. Give up your, I'm not good enough. You have proven your self-worth over and over. Yes, you have. I've seen it in camps and in scouting activities. I've seen it in person. So never forget your self-worth. Give up your if-onlys or what-ifs. You won't know how much you can do if you dwell on your fears. So give up. Excel. Move on and be bold. Thank you.
I believe my speech is under 2 minutes, by the way. Alright, good afternoon. So, when I was in elementary school, I thought Boy Scouts was simply just a group that boys could join, where they could go camping all the time, and have fun in the outdoors. There was a Cub Scout pack at my elementary school at the time, but I didn't express interest in them. Besides, I had more fun sitting at home, playing video games all day. That perspective changed when my dad forced me to join the Boy Scout troop that happened to be at our church. I wasn't really involved in the church a lot, so my dad thought it was a good idea to make me join as many organizations as possible there. The meetings felt similar to the Vietnamese Eucharistic Youth Movement, which was another organization of the church that had a more religious aspect. I still remember the first camp that I attended as a Boy Scout. I believe it was at Lake Marinon Park, and there are 2 reasons why I remember it. 1, it was the day I was initiated to be an official scout, and 2, it was also the time I had like 50 mosquito bites all over my body, which was not a good experience, by the way. Over time, I grew to love scouting. The camps became bearable, the hikes and activities became fun, and the people in the troop became my friends. Scouts had allowed me to gain leadership skills that I was able to apply in high school and college, and has also helped me become more social to my peers. It has also allowed me to explore new places, from the blue seas of California to the blazing hot summers in Virginia. And I believe that without scouting, I wouldn't be the person I am here today. I would like to thank everyone that has helped me along the way. I'd like to thank my family for always supporting me in everything I do, all the Scout masters and leaders that have guided me, and especially Brian, who was one of the few friends that stuck with me since the very beginning. Thank you to everyone who has helped me make use of our project, and to everyone who has made this ceremony possible. Thank you.
No. Alright, so back when I first joined Scouts, I did not value the organization and truly understand the values and morals it has instilled in me. Scouts has shaped me into the young man I am today, and I'm extremely grateful for this organization. Throughout the years, being a Boy Scout has taught me valuable life lessons, such as how to be a leader, how to be self-sufficient, and most importantly, how to make a fire. As I crossed from a Cub Scout to a Boy Scout, and finally to an Eagle Scout, I realized that working towards the Eagle Award was more than just a rank. It was more of a worthwhile journey. I remember every single day, my dad would ask me, "How's your Eagle Scout going?" And I would respond, "Great," as I went to hang out with friends. It came to a point where great wasn't cutting it anymore, as my time to complete my Eagle was coming to a very close end, and I thought I would not finish. However, I eventually pulled through together through the guidance and support of my parents and leaders. Finally, obtaining my Eagle, I can proudly say it is not without determination, perseverance, and endless love and support that will put me where I am today. Thank you.
So, out of all the versions that I made a Vietnamese version collectively for all of us. If I could find it somewhere. Okay. So, please allow me to say a few words for our Vietnamese-speaking peeps. Chúng con xin kính chào các trưởng, các phụ huynh và các bạn hướng đạo sinh. Nhìn lại trong những năm tháng hướng đạo, chúng con đã học hỏi được rất nhiều, học được sự kiên nhẫn, cố gắng học hỏi, chia sẻ, có trách nhiệm và biết giúp mọi người. Tất cả đều là nhờ công lao của các trưởng và ba mẹ của các con đã dẫn các con, cho nên các con mới có được ngày hôm nay. Hướng đạo là một trò chơi có tính cách học hỏi đầy thú vì đã giúp cho chúng con trở nên tốt hơn để giúp ích cho chính bản thân chúng con, và nhờ đó chúng con có thể giúp cho cộng đồng. Chúng con có một lời khuyên đến các bạn hướng đạo sinh trẻ. Hãy tiếp tục con đường mà bạn đã chọn và hãy tận hưởng tất cả những khoảnh khắc trong thời gian sinh hoạt hướng đạo, cho dù nhỏ hay lớn, lao hoặc khổ khổ, vì tất cả sẽ trôi qua rất nhanh. Hiện giờ các bạn có thể không nhìn thấy những gì học được trong hướng đạo, nhưng sẽ giúp cho tương lai các bạn rất nhiều. Một lần nữa, chúng con xin cảm ơn ba mẹ, tất cả các trưởng và các bạn hướng đạo sinh đã đến với chúng con hôm nay. Nếu không có sự dẫn dắt và giúp đỡ của mọi người thì chúng con đã không có được như ngày hôm nay. Chúng con xin cảm ơn.
Thank you. And these young scouts, Eagle Scouts have really grown so much since when they first joined. So let's give another round of applause to this fine young man. And now I would like to open up and invite the parents of each of the Eagle Scouts to say a few words to their son. Likewise, we'll each kind of parent will give a 2-minute speech.
Hi, I will speak in Vietnamese first and then we'll translate for English. Rồi, em ở đây đại diện cho các phụ huynh của mấy em Eagle Scout. Chúc mừng Brian, Daniel, David, Martin and Michael vì đã được Eagle Scout. Cảm ơn các trưởng, giáo viên, phụ huynh, hướng đạo sinh và bạn bè đã giúp các em được giải thưởng Eagle. Các em nhớ giúp đỡ và phục vụ người khác như mình đã được giúp đỡ và phục vụ. Hành trình Eagle Scout của các em không kết thúc ở đây mà tiếp tục cho đến hết đời. Chúng em, we want to đại diện cho các phụ huynh muốn trình bày cho mỗi em một quà vì đã được giải thưởng Eagle Scout và để giúp nhắc nhở một khi là Eagle Scout sẽ luôn là Eagle Scout. I have an English, sorry. Hãy nhớ sống theo luật hướng đạo mỗi ngày và tìm chân lý, khôn ngoan và đức tin để sống theo thánh ý Cha. Here's my English translation. We would like to congratulate Brian, Daniel, Davin, Martin, and Michael for achieving Eagle Scout rank. Thank you to the leaders, mentors, advisors, teachers, parents, fellow scouts, and friends who helped these scouts achieve their Eagle Award. Help and serve others as you have been helped and served. Your Eagle Scout journey does not end here, but continues on for the rest of your life. We'd like to present to each of you a token on achieving Eagle Scout rank and to help remind that once an Eagle Scout will always be an Eagle Scout. Remember to live by the Scout law every day and to find the truth, the wisdom, and the faith to live by our Father's will.
All right, dear special guests, Scout parents, Scout leaders, and Scouts, congratulations. We've just finished the first half of our Eagle ceremony. On behalf of Troop 815 and Liên, Việt, we'd like to thank all of our distinguished guests, special Scout leaders, and all of you for being here on this special occasion. I know they work very hard, and it means a lot to have you come and support them. I know we have a lot of guests from district, from council, a lot of guests from các trưởng, các liên đoàn khác đến, scouts from our Liên đoàn đất Việt, and from other troops as well, and all the parents and friends that came to support them. Following the benediction, we'd like everyone to invite everyone to stay for a small reception with light refreshments to celebrate our Eagle ceremony. Please stay and share our joy and pride. During this reception, you may extend your personal congratulations to the Eagle Scouts and their families, and take pictures individually with the Eagle Scouts by the picture backdrop in the back, by the, I think was that pound sign Eagle, or hashtag Eagle letters. We also have, they have displays up here with pictures, really cute pictures when they were younger, and then we'll have food on that back table. Restrooms will be through that door to your left. All right. Okay. To conclude our ceremony, we're going to sing bài hát Nguồn Thật to replace the benediction and close the lighting of the Eagle Trail.
Hi, he almost forgot about me. I just want to take a few minutes. Thank you. Special thanks to all the council and district. First is I want to thanks to Rebecca and Tony. They are Cub Scout and Venture Roundtable Commissioner. I wanted to thank you, Ben Silva. He's our district executive in Soaring Eagle. I wanted to thank you to Kim Ho. If all the Cub Scout in any district, you're gonna know Kim. She is a chair for Bush Mobile for the Cub Scout. Raise your hand so people know you. Also, I wanted to thank you, Neil Farmer, who's been here, the guy with the camera. He's also with our commissioners, Soaring Eagle District. And then, let's see who else. I think that's it. Did I leave anybody out? Special thanks to all the teacher, like I said, the special guests with all this Eagle Scout here, been here with us. And shortly after this, we will have some time to talk to you. Thank you so much.
At this time, I'd like to invite everyone to please stand. we will be singing the song Muôn Tha. First time normally, and then the second time a bit softer. Anh em chúng ta chung
một đường lên đến nơi muôn thành là đây sức sống vô biên là sống cùng đạo thân một đường lên đến nơi muôn thành là đây sức sống vô biên là sống cùng đạo thân.
All right, and once again, thank you all for attending this wonderful event. Thank you. All right, at this time, you're free to take pictures, take a look at their displays, and feel free to grab your refreshments in the back.
Vâng, cảm ơn anh Chúa.